Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of the A1 with Moyin. Now, I actually shot an intro for this video, but that didn't work out. So I'm just popping in to introduce today's guest. He is the co-founder of Afrochella. Now, Afrochella is an incredible festival held in Ghana that has literally impacted the economy of Ghana. Throwing parties can literally change an entire nation. So I'm really excited for you guys to check out this video. Make sure you give it a like, make sure you subscribe and join the A1 family. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Check out the full interview on all our podcasts, on all podcast platforms. And I hope you enjoy this video. All right, so to wrap things up, for those who might want to launch a festival, an event, wherever in the world they are, what characteristics would you say are key? Like, for example, they say entrepreneurs, the one thing that entrepreneurs all have, successful entrepreneurs, is just that grit, that just consistent attacking the problem. So from your perspective, for somebody who wants to head into a festival, the festival industry, knowing what you know now, what are the characteristics as a human being that they need to be strengthen themselves on? And then also maybe what are some of the logistical things that maybe you wish you would have found out or learned, or somebody would have helped you when you were starting Afrochella?
What 2020 taught us and the pandemic taught us was that we needed to prepare for anything. We needed to, it was just kind of like in 2017 when I said we had so many blind spots. I don't think anybody anticipated the world shutting down in 2020. But, not having a digital presence was a blind spot for us, right? When we started this, we were big on data. We were big on digital. We had a website. We were the first ones in Ghana with an event to have a website, We were innovative. We were taking mobile money on our website. We were taking card payments. So we thought we were digital. But we weren't digital. And that hurt us because all we had was an event on the ground, an in-person event. Grit is very, 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 very important. You have to have a lot of grit. I would say, Kobe Bryant is my favorite player, and I recently read a quote about him saying, the reason why he was so ruthless and so confident was because he was so prepared that he knew nothing that he faced would, kind of intimidate him or, distract him from his preparedness. And I think that that's one thing that I would encourage all, anyone that wants to do something like this to do. Like, be prepared, do as much research, listen to people, connect with people that have done it before, ask them questions, and don't be worried if you're not getting the responses that you want from them. Just kind of keep going. Be relentless about your vision and be willing to take criticism and not be defensive about the criticism. Sometimes when we fall in love with something, it's hard for us to kind of like see any blind spots or see any issues with it. But we need to be very objective about our ideas and be open to taking criticism, but also at the same time, trusting yourself. Like, sometimes, when you get into a territory of uncertainty or lack of clarity, it may be areas where you have to second guess yourself, but just kind of believing that, you're doing stuff with a good heart and you have a good, intentions in mind, and you're building a support system that, that would advise you and guide you into doing the things that you do. I think all of those things are very, very helpful. So I think those two things, were things that I would say helped me. Resilience, resourcefulness is very important. I think that a lot of people don't realize the importance of connecting, talking to people, and just kind of knowing where to look for things. Sometimes it's really just knowing where to look for things, and how to put together the things that are in your life. And also just kind of leaning into your direct network. A lot of people love to kind of reach upwards, and for me, I work with people that were my peers. Kenny had not thrown a festival before, this size before on his own. He's thrown concerts, but I reached out to my peers, people that I actually went to school with or grew up around and things of that nature. I didn't reach out to anyone that was established. Eventually I had people in my life that I could reach out to and talk to them, but just kind of tapping into my direct network was another thing that was very helpful for me. I was able to kind of get, input on the deck or input on sponsorship conversations and how to talk to them and things of that nature. So resourcefulness is very, very important. With logistics, I think that a lot of people get caught up in the final product, and the final product is beautiful. One of the first companies I ever created was called Be Great Foundation, and it was a charity I created alongside a few people within my fraternal organization, within fraternal sorority organizations in the U.S. And one of my good friends, her name is Jamila, she was the secretary for the group. And she said, Abdul, you have so many big ideas, but sometimes you skip steps in the middle. This was around 2011. 2013, she told me this, and it stuck with me for a very long time. So the idea is kind of knowing where you are, knowing where you want to be, and identifying all the steps that you have to identify in between. And sometimes it's okay to just be a little bit more meticulous. It doesn't matter how small the detail is. I think that you should jot it down and then identify, who can support you in each aspect of it, who you need to talk to or what you need to do to make each aspect happen. And I think once you can lay it out on paper and see start to finish, it's easier for you to kind of see where there are blind spots, where there are holes, where there are things that you need to fill in. And I think that is the best way to kind of approach any project that you want to complete, because once it's written down and it's on paper, it's possible.
Very true. I mean, having the big ideas, most people who have the big ideas do tend to miss a lot of steps in between. I think that's a commonality for visionaries. It's a common thing.
I mean, it's easier to just want to get to the final product. But what I've learned over the couple of years was, it was tough. I just told you about how 2019 was so hard for us. But after you get over, how hard it was, after you get over how, tired you are, after you get over how mentally straining it was, you start to appreciate the process because you are still standing. You are still standing. You are still standing. You are still stronger. You're stronger from it because now you won't allow yourself to go through all the things that you went through because you're smarter for it. You've learned those lessons. And I think that's what I've come to fall in love with, the process of kind of creating this, the process of building it, the process of going from start to finish. Before I just wanted to do the finish, right? So that's why...
it's the result. Just have it here.
Yeah, 2017, I was hyped. I fell to my knees after after everybody left the field, claiming victory. But, it was tougher the years after as it got bigger. And, I had to understand that, Abdul, look at who you are from 2017 to now and what you've been able to accomplish over those years, and look at how much you've grown because of it. And I think that when you fall in love with the process, you just don't have any problems after that. The process is, a lot of people don't love the process because it's hard, but that's the best part of it. That's the part that you will always remember, those times with your team, those times with the people that you interact with, those memories will live with you forever. At 2017, I think I just got tired of waiting, tired of planning, and I just figured, why don't you just try it? The worst thing that could happen was it wouldn't be great.